Hi, welcome to the Los Olivos Wine Merchant and Cafe, where you not only get to taste California Central Coast wines, but you, in today's case, actually get to meet the owners of the winery. So today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Michael Speakman of Westerly Wines. Michael and his wife Joyce recently bought Westerly in January 2018, you said?
That's correct, January 2018. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary being in the wine business. And absolutely love it.
And you mentioned there's another anniversary.
Well,
you're celebrating today, and you're here doing this interview.
Unfortunately, my wife's not here today, but I'm going to go see her shortly. It's our 20th anniversary today, so
congratulations.
Big milestone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As a tie-in to that, your Cote Blonde has changed your marriage, your relationship with Joyce a little bit.
Well, it has.
But when you first tasted this wine, something happened and it altered yours and Joyce's journey in life together.
It sure has.
As I pour this, please share with everybody.
So I had never heard of Westerly wine, and I'd never heard of Cote Blonde. I'm new to the wine business, and the first time I had Westerly Cote Blonde, 3 days later, I was in escrow with Westerly, and came home.
Careful when you have a sip of this. You never know what might happen.
I fell in love with the wine. I fell in love with all the wines, but the Cote Blonde is an amazing bottle of wine. I came home, and I had mentioned to my wife that we're putting Westerly in escrow. And
you just casually mentioned that we're in escrow with Westerly.
And
so
then,
you didn't talk to her about this before?
Well, we talked a little bit, but she didn't know I was actually going to pull the trigger. And then about 3 months later, she started talking to me again. And now she absolutely loves the business, loves the people, loves the wine. She's out autographing bottles, and it's just been a phenomenal year and a half in the wine business.
So
and it all started with the Cote Blonde.
wine industry sound like it is this romantic
well, it is, yeah.
journey.
It's the coolest thing I've ever done. I've done a lot of different things in my past. Started selling baseball cards, believe it or not, when I was 9 years old. My father would take me to trading card shows, and I'd go out and buy and sell trading cards, and progressed into other businesses. But this is by far the coolest thing I've ever done. And not only because the wine's phenomenal, the people are awesome, the experience, pairing with food, meeting new people, and sharing with friends. That's what wine's all about. This Cote Blonde kind of resonates with Westerly. Is one of the first. It is the first Cote Blonde. It's a Viognier Syrah. It's dynamite. So 95% Syrah, 5% Viognier, and it kind of goes with Westerly. It's a fan favorite everywhere I've taken it. Anytime I've introduced it to new people that have not had it, absolutely fall in love with it. Just a great,
It has
great
a little
bottle
bit
of wine.
of everything. It's like it's light in the sense that you could easily have it with a cheese plate, but then the flavors are still just bursting in my mouth that I could easily eat it with, a steak as well.
It's unique.
Very,
it's a Syrah, which is a big, bold, strong bottle of wine, but then with the Viognier in there, it kind of balances it out and it gives it a little floral. So it's a summer wine, it's a winter wine, it's a steak wine, it's an everyday wine.
It really is. It's wonderful. So you kind of brushed over a little bit how you went from going to trading card shows with your dad and did a few other things, and then here I am in St. Ynez Valley delivering cases of wine from all throughout California, hand delivering them and being a full-fledged owner of a winery. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Connect those dots for us.
Well, in the wine journey, I was not looking to get in the wine business, and again I fell in love with the Westerly brand and the Westerly wine. And one thing led to another, and I'm out doing deliveries and falling in love with the people that I deliver.
Right.
I get to meet all the different people that are selling the wine.
So this friend of yours kind of set you up on a blind date. That's how I'm picturing it. They kind of they knew the winery was for sale, right?
Yeah.
They probably knew that you were in a position where this might be an enticing thing. You've done so many different things that maybe you'll sign some escrow papers in a few days.
Right. No, it was a complete
surprise.
surprise. I wasn't looking to get in the wine business, and it just became. In the wine business, they say you get the wine bug, and I never knew what that was. And I certainly have got the wine bug now, and I'm not the only one that has it.
So what are some other things that you've done?
In the world of business?
In the world of business.
Well, after I started doing the baseball card shows, I actually established a baseball card company back in the early 90s, late 80s. And we had license with NFL, and we did a Muhammad Ali boxing card set. And that was kind of the beginning of our trading card company. And then I sold that company back in 1992, 93. Card business was phenomenal. I loved it, the collectible industry. And then I got into a business called Pogs, or Milk Caps. It's a game that started in Hawaii and it kind of crossed through the country. And that was a short-lived 2-year
So you're
span.
into fun things.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was enjoyable as well. Everything's been somewhat enjoyable. Nothing like the wine business. And then after that, I took a couple years off, and then I discovered the Beanie Baby craze, and I actually got a license with Major League Baseball.
When we talked earlier, you said you were going to retire and never work again.
Well, that was kind of the idea a couple times.
Retire,
so
you've retired like 4 or 5 times now?
Yeah, just a couple times, but I never knew I would be working again the way I've been working, but it's not necessarily work anymore. It's the fun and enjoyment of doing every aspect. I wake up real early in the morning, I go out and do all my deliveries, I meet a lot of different people, but I haven't had one day at work yet. This is complete fun, enjoyment. I mean, it's wine. What else
and
is
how
there?
does, well, you also, we skipped one of your careers, the trading cards, you did
After
the Beanie Baby, or Beanie Babies, then Pogs, or Pogs and Beanie Babies?
We did the Pogs, and then got involved in the Beanie Babies,
Beanie
and we had
Babies.
licensed Beanie Babies, and that lasted a few years, and then got
Then you
involved
retired?
well, I didn't necessarily retire at
Okay.
that time. I was enjoying a lot of different fun things to do.
Okay.
And then I got involved in real estate and had great success in real estate, and then when the market crashed,
Lost
everything
that.
kind of went away, which was not enjoyable, but looking back at it now, it was kind of in a sense, a blessing to where I am now, because had I not gone through all those hard times, I wouldn't enjoy what I'm doing now as much, I think.
How, in what sense? How do you mean that?
You just appreciate what you have more. You've got family, and then now you get to share wine with family and friends, and I've got 2 awesome kids at home, 17, 19-year-old, 2 boys, and hopefully one day they'll be in the wine business. One of them, believe it or not, he's 19, he doesn't drink that much, but he has an incredible palate. He can smell a glass of wine and
So
tell
is
you
he
what's in
excited
it.
about this project?
He loves it, yeah. He's been very helpful at the beginning stages with the Instagram, and I'm not a social media guy. I've never been in the social media world. All
It's
brand
key
new to
now.
me, and you have to have some kind of presence in the social media,
Yeah.
and Instagram is the key to wine.
Speaking of social media and promoting, we are going to be promoting these wines
Yeah.
throughout the month of July. So we're going to have your 3 featured wines. We have your 2014 Pinot Noir from Santa Rita Hills. This wonderful Cote Blanc is your 2014. Really a wine that can go with anything.
It
And
is.
A lot of big red wines are not like that.
It's a crowd pleaser for sure.
Yeah. And then your red Happy Canyon of Santa Barbara 2013. So all 3 of these wines throughout the month of July are going to be 20% off if you buy them online, or you come in the Los Olivos Wine Merchant. Online it's just shop.winemerchantcafe.com. And then also, if you come into the cafe, we have them as a tasting flight, so you can do a lineup of all 3 of them, taste a little bit of each, see which ones you like, and then they'll also be available by the glass.
Nice.
So lots of ways to enjoy and learn about the flavors of Westerly. For those who aren't familiar with Westerly, what is the focus of Westerly wines as far as where you get your grapes?
That's a good question.
Stylistically?
So Westerly's always been in the Happy Canyon area, Happy Canyon AVA of Santa Barbara. I'm not changing that. That's, I think, the best wine producing region in all of the Central Coast. It's now nationally recognized. There's some phenomenal wines coming out of that area.
It's got a great name.
Yeah, it's got a great name.
It can't be Happy Canyon.
One of our slogans is "Happy wines come from Happy Canyon."
Yep.
And it really is an incredible place. It's small. It's not a big AVA, and it's
there
all.
only like 5 wineries in Happy Canyon or something?
There's
or 5
upwards
vineyards
of
or
almost
something?
10 now. So
Okay.
9, 10 wineries back there, and majority of them are producing the Bordeaux styles cabs, the Syrahs and Sauvignon Blancs, and just phenomenal wines coming out of
But
that
you
area.
also have Santa Rita Hills.
Well,
you think you'll keep that as well?
For sure, yeah. The Pinot is always going to come from the Santa Rita
Right.
Hills region. Happy Canyon is definitely a lot warmer
Yeah.
than Santa Rita
So you
Hills.
want to keep the portfolio well-rounded.
I will always have a Pinot in our portfolio for sure. I love Pinot. That was
love
my
Pinot.
favorite
Yeah.
grape coming into the business, and now I know a lot more about the Bordeaux styles. And this 2013 Westerly Red is actually a left bank Bordeaux, so it's cab, 45% cab, Malbec, Merlot, and Petit Verdot,
fun.
and it's a phenomenal bottle of wine. Got a lot of floral, a lot of fruit forward, and just a everyday drinker. And our prices are very reasonable. We're not out in the market at a high price. We in the wine business, you hear the phrase from time to time that you over deliver or a wine will over deliver. This truly is a wine that over delivers price wise to the quality.
And what's the price point on it?
Our bottles range in the low 20s to the mid 30s, so I mean, we're right in the wheelhouse
Yeah.
of an everyday drinking wine.
Yeah,
By the glass.
Having the wine store, had the privilege of drinking many fine wines, but really it's like once you get to that between 20 and 30 price mark, I mean, I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I think more people would agree that as far as flavor goes and quality of wine, it doesn't, you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars
not at all.
to get a good. I've compared them, and a lot of times the $30 bottle of wine to me tastes a lot better.
And I think especially also from the Central Coast, you have we don't have the ability to sell wine out of the Central Coast for the big dollars that you get out of Napa. So we do have great, incredible, awesome wines that come from this region that are in the $20 range and the $30 range, and there's some obviously a little bit higher, but the majority of the wines coming out of this area are just
they're phenomenal.
Really super good wine. Really, really incredible winemakers down here.
Yeah. So with Westerly, the focus throughout, I don't know for how long, but at least the previous owners have wanted a sense of purpose that they're giving back.
Right.
How are you going to carry on that tradition?
So in September, we're going to relaunch our website, and our focus on the website is going to be all the sales driven from our website on online purchases. 15% of our sales will be going back to 2 different militaries, and we're going to add another one. But we're military driven. I live in San Clemente, so it's I'm not up in this area, but I grew up in the Camp Pendleton area, so I know a lot of military families, and I know how hard it is for when they come off the field or if they lose a loved one.
Yeah.
So we're working with the Navy SEAL Foundation and also the
Wonderful.
Green Beret Foundation, and then we're going to be adding a third. And so 15% of all of our online sales will be going to those 2 organizations, and they're both phenomenal, 5-star rated. The majority of their money they give back, and they screen where the money goes to, which is critical because they don't just send out money to needy people.
Right.
So they actually
Right.
go and screen who needs it, why they need it, and it's a process, and they've done a phenomenal job with that.
Well, thank you, Michael, for coming down here and
Well, thank
driving
you,
all
yeah.
this way on your anniversary to
I'll be
so
home
we
soon.
can
Yeah.
share these wines, and we look forward to continuing selling them here and featuring you
Well, I
and
certainly
the wines
appreciate
throughout
it,
the month.
and
So.
it's really super awesome, incredible wine, and come in and try one, and try a glass, take a bottle home.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Cheers.
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 Thank you.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.